keep going. Very interesting area. It doesn't make sense. That tower, was that always there? No, definitely not. Nor the wall over there. The material's not something we use in Toral. It's closer to what we saw at the gate of the Golden City. Or those mechanical soldiers. Such a massive structure couldn't possibly have been just built in such a short time. Then I'm inclined to assume we've been transported to another location. Or perhaps... Well, speculation will avail us not. We need to learn more before we can draw conclusions. Let's take a look around then. This area is wild, man. Look at that. Sheesh. Oh yeah, no, I was going to speak to Aaronville, so I was doing this area, man. Don't worry about that. I kind of know, whenever it comes to like certain characters in certain areas, when it makes sense to talk to them, yeah. Music is very interesting too. That looks like a train station, doesn't it? That must be Ysolani Station, where the passengers disembarked. And perhaps we'll find someone to talk to there. Let's go investigate. Yeah, that's a big old tower, man. Yeah, this expansion went from, yo, little happy holiday to, yo, what is going on right now, man? Very, very interesting developments, though, for sure. Things just like, whoop. We're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy. Oh, there's nobody else here aside from Wilt Lamat. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is Ysolani Station. But, from the state of it, I'd swear it was abandoned years ago. I'm not sure what to make of this. We should look around a bit more. From Tropical Beach to robots, eh? Yeah, I mean... Obviously, whenever they, like, previewed a lot of these areas, we kind of knew that this was going to be coming as eventually at some point. It's such an interesting one, though, isn't it? Oh, let's go speak to Aaronville real quick. It's fallen into total disrepair. It's almost as if hasn't been used for decades. Rusty train turntable. Yeah, that's the weird thing about it. Everything feels like it's been aged out. You find a train turntable. The thick layers of rust suggest it hasn't been used in years. That's strange. The tracks are heavily rusted. It would seem they haven't been treaded on for a long while. Huh. Dilapidated building. The building is a rotting husk. It has clearly been many, many years since anyone has lived here. How does that make sense, though? Like, it's a location people were living in, right? Do they have the ability when... So, obviously they were talking about souls earlier. You know, okay, I was going to say that they were talking about souls earlier on, right? And sucking out souls from people's bodies, which is probably what they used for being able to fight and bring themselves back to life. Do they take out the life energy of just items or, like, everything around it as well? Oh, look, it's an ether current. Finished poking around, have you? Let's gather everyone here, then. I want you to take a look at this. It's one of the mechanical soldiers, long since broken, apparently. I'd say its presence confirms that it is indeed Zoraljaz's domain that we are in. What about the rest of you? Did you learn anything? So, all evidence suggests that this is Ysulani Station. Aye, I have no doubt that we're in Ysulani. But I don't understand why these buildings are so run down. They were completed barely a year ago. Oh. For new structures to deteriorate, sorry, and enormous ones to appear in a flash. If I didn't know better, I say that time flows differently here. Is such a thing even possible? We have encountered this phenomenon before, as it so happens. Wait, are we on a different shard? Though it may be difficult to believe, our world is one but of several, sorry, I should say. And in some respects, they are similar to one another, but in others, wholly different. We call them reflections. Simply put, the rift between dimensions causes time to flow at a different pace in each world. While hours passes in one, years may have come and gone in another. Wait, if his mum was here and everything's aged out here, oh no, Erenville, dude. But if this is Ysulani, then we should still be in the source. The flow of time should be synchronized. I'm not sure. I follow all this talk of reflections and dimensions. But if Erenville says this is Ysulani, then it must be. Your village is a little further along, right? Erenville! Yes. It's a short distance to the northwest. Let's head there next then. Rather than talk theory, it's always better to confirm things firsthand. May I be of assistance? It's still functioning? It doesn't seem to be hostile, at least. Perhaps we could ask it some questions. Can you tell us where we are? Unable to confirm credentials. Please present citizen identification. Unable to confirm credentials. Confirm. Confirm. Seems it is broken after all. It's too strange by half. Let's leave it be and get going. Huh. Are those lightning rods? Would you accompany me for a moment? There's something I wish to investigate. Yeah, let's go. Dude, you know what would be really dark? If this was Erinville's mum, and she was, like, roboticized, because they were all aging out and dying. Oh my god. I've got a dark idea of things. That's crazy. I know. Never mind. Yeah. I think up dark ideas. Ugh. Here's the thing, though, right? So if the time is flowing differently here, that would mean that all the people that lived here are dead, unless it doesn't affect them and it only affects the land. That being said, we're in this area now, so the timing, time flows faster here than it does there, so by the time we go back there, it'll only be like 5 minutes has passed. Okay, never mind. Look there. The lightning appears to be drawn to those hole-shaped structures over yonder. The design suggests that it's some manner of lightning rod. Let's go and have a closer look. Vieira's lived for like 100 years, or for hundreds of years? Oh. Okay, well maybe she is still alive then. I do still have questions. In terms of like, how do they have like an army of like robots? And then also, obviously the main boss that was in that last dungeon was a human, but was able to transform using souls. This material appears to be the same as that used in the mechanical soldiers and warships. On closer inspection, it appears to bear fine etchings, rather reminiscent of arcane runes. I suspect they're not merely decorative. I would posit its use to harness lightning as a source of energy. Quite impressive technology. I'll share this observation with Y'shtola. For a blessing, the dome doesn't appear to interfere with link pearls. Thanks for accompanying me. Let's head to the village and find the others. I should probably be getting XP on another class rather than warrior here, because I'm kind of out-leveled on it. Do I even have a class that's another... I'll have to get something to 97. Okay, I have White Mage, but I'm not going to run around on White Mage. I'll have to get something to 97 or 98 for the next time we go here. That thing is big, dude. What in the world? Oh? I haven't heard this song since Rum Reborn. Oh, wait. There's houses here. Was that not some sort of houses back there? Another soldier?
My home. It's in ruins. But why? What happened here? And where is everyone?
had a look in a few of the other houses, but they had clearly been abandoned.
Hmm.
Damn it all. None of this makes sense.
Excuse me? Are you looking for someone?
Huh? What is... This is a Final Fantasy IX song.
I apologize for giving you a fright. However, I did have reason to keep to the shadows. Sorolja has told me a great deal about you.
Sorolja?
We saw her in the city, right? During the attack.
Greetings, and welcome to the realm of Alexandria. I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
Dude, this is FF9 music.
Queen of Reason?
If you are the Queen of Reason, is there perhaps
Yes, if you mean to ask if there is a King of Resolve. Sorolja holds that title, and together do we reign.
With together?
Then you're both behind the attack on Tuliyollal.
Yeah.
And I doubt you're here to offer us a warm reception.
Why is she here by herself?
No, you have it all wrong. I am not come to fight. Sorolja rules alongside me, but that is a matter of expedience. In truth, we are at odds, he and I.
Right.
It is at considerable risk to myself and my people that I come before you to beg your aid.
Our aid? I'll admit I cannot imagine King Sorolja is keen to share and share alike. But if what you say is true, you're still the Queen.
Indeed. But I was once the sole ruler of Alexandria. Until one day, he appeared, bent on conquest. In my weakness, I feared his power. So I persuaded him to forego violence and strike a bargain. I would remain queen, and he would receive technology that would empower him to achieve even loftier ambitions, along with the knowledge to use it.
Dude, I'm getting so much nostalgia here.
A gamble, to be sure, but if it might spare my people...
If I may, the dome surrounding these lands was erected but recently. How is it he was able to not only invade, but instate a new system of leadership in a mere matter of days?
I've never heard of your realm. And this place is, or at least was, Yasulani. The house I grew up in is still here. But 3 years ago, that tower and these strange contrivances weren't. Nor was our village in ruins.
What happened with that?
Where did you come from? And what happened to the people who lived here? You must know.
I realize how confusing this all must be. Truth be told, I don't fully understand it myself. What I can say is that one day, people from your Tuliyollal suddenly appeared here in Alexandria. Or perhaps it was we who found ourselves in Tuliyollal. Until but recently, we were completely unaware of events taking place beyond the barriers surrounding our realm.
Does this not remind you of the Crystal Tower? How after the 8th Umbral Calamity, we devised a means to transport the Spire across time and space from the source unto the first?
Yeah.
Granted, this is on a much larger scale, if that is indeed what has happened. Not only the people and structures, but also the surrounding environment. Regardless, the people of Lakeland perceived the arrival of the Crystal Tower much as the Queen describes her own experience. Sudden and inexplicable.
Well then, you appear to have a better grasp of our circumstances than we do. Indeed, more than I dared hope. In which case, a closer examination of the effects of this phenomenon may afford us more insights. Allow me to take you to the outskirts.
I don't trust her.
A number of the Shatona live there as well. Perhaps your acquaintances are among them.
Hold on. If we accept, there's no guarantee we're not walking into a trap.
Yeah, I don't trust her.
But if we're to defeat Zorolja, we need to understand how he grew so strong. Besides...
Ah, you're right.
Queen Sphene, before we go, Your Majesty, I have to ask, did you really have nothing to do with the attack on Tulihyolal?
Noble Wuklamart, shall we dispense with the formalities? I'll not deny the soldiers and airships that attacked your people are products of Alexandria. But it was Zorolja, not we, who fashioned them into weapons of war and laid siege to Tuliolal.
So he alone is to blame.
Let's see about that.
No, I may not have prosecuted this war, but I nevertheless bear responsibility for it.
Perhaps. I know next to nothing about you, let alone what you've been through. So by all means, show us around. I think we'll learn a lot from meeting your people.
Wonderful. If you would follow me.
I don't trust her, man. Isn't it a little odd for the Queen to be walking about on her lonesome?
Is that concern or suspicion?
Suspicion.
If things should take a turn for the worse, might I call upon your aid? I jest, of course. But you do strike me as the most capable here.
You'll be correct. I can't get a read of her yet. I just don't trust them. It seems way too fishy. They come in, super nice and friendly. Were they the person behind the gate that that opened the gate for us? I wonder. See, if she isn't, who was the person that helped with opening the gate when Zorolja was giving them advice, or whenever they were giving advice to Zorolja? I think it goes without saying, but we're not going to trust her just like that, right? Anyway, any way you look at it, a mysterious girl who appears out of nowhere proclaiming herself a queen is suspicious. so many questions. I'm going to make an assumption we're probably going to go, like, somewhere there's never time. Which is kind of cute, at least. I mean, gas. I think Wicklamat's way more capable than that Ponto guy is. You're wrong. How dare you? Let's go. Well, having established that we should be wary, we could use more information. So, let's head to this place, the outskirts, and see what we can learn. Perhaps about Sphina as well. I like the fact they gave her an easy name, at least. I still think it's weird that she hasn't told us anything about any of the people of this world yet. Like, how they operate, or, like, what happened to our people. That's kind of a big question. Like, where is the people? Those brick buildings. I've seen their like before, though I cannot remember where. Yeah, what? Like, these ones, you mean? I trust you have similar farming facilities in Toral. They are completely different from ours. I've got no idea what all those machines do. We settled on this approach after some trial and error. The Torali have their own methods of farming, which they wanted to continue employing. But the environment here makes it kind of challenging. There's too much rain and not enough light. Thankfully, the use of electro has allowed us to fortify the buildings here, as well as provide what nature cannot. Electro... what? Electro. It's a material we use for a myriad of devices and applications. A topic for another time, perhaps. If you would follow me. We're nearly to the outskirts. I don't trust people named after rocks as a rule. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson doesn't seem like a very trustworthy guy then, no? Let me see. Over here. Ooh, okay, so this is like a full-on, like, actual area where there might actually be real people living in. Let's have a look. This is Tonawatan Village. Or at least it was, before the dome and the strange contraptions. None of us are real. We're all an illusion. Let's have a look. Another FF9 song, dude. Are you serious?
Here we are. Though you'll doubtless find much of what you see in Alexandria strange, the traditional agriculture practiced in this village at least should be familiar.
This is the Black Mage Village song.
Queen Sphine? What business brings her here, I wonder?
They all have that in their head.
The queen has come!
Are they like androids, or?
You look well, Paquine. And Katonye, I see you've already taken to your new position.
When she introduced herself as queen, I was expecting someone colder. Honestly, she reminds me of you, Namachi.
Me?
It's only natural for a ruler to love her people. And I should like to know them as best I can, even the most trifling details.
The more you come to know them, the more you grow to love them. Who they are and what they've built.
That's it. Beautifully put.
And it would appear that she is well loved in turn.
Your Majesty, you honor us with your presence. And who are these fine people?
Tuliolol's vow of resolve Wuk-Lamat and her companions. They come from beyond the barrier, but you needn't worry. They are good people and are to be treated as my honored guests.
The rumors of a link to the outside are true, then. Wuk-Lamat is still so young. Oh, where are my manners? I am Popone, a leader of sorts of the people living out here.
Papone? That is a Tonawautanri to it.
Right you are. I take it you hail from this region as well? Teshpiani, perhaps?
Yes, I do. I don't suppose you know a woman by the name of Kafkiwa?
Kafkiwa? I'm afraid I'm not sure if I've ever met someone with that name.
Mother isn't here. But it's a relief to know at least some of the people of Yasulani are alive and well.
Your mother, you say? Now that you mention it, I do see the resemblance.
Ah?
You know my mother?
I do. Yes.
Then tell me, please, where is she?
I cannot say. Not here, but I promise I will in due time.
That eye shift.
I have a question, Pepone. Do you recall what happened the day the dome first appeared?
The barrier? Well, I remember fixing a shelf that had collapsed after a terrible earthquake. Then the ground began to tremble. There was a brilliant flash of light, and then... Forgive me, my recollection of it all is rather poor.
You needn't push yourself, Popone. After 30 years, no one could blame you for not remembering.
Okay, so there is a big skip there.
30 years? As in 30 years in the past?
Absurd though it may sound, there is no doubt in my mind the events that led to the joining of our lands occurred 30 years ago. Which is not to say I understand why our perceptions of the intervening time are so radically different. We only just became aware of the discrepancy when Zoralja's military base was completed, and we were at last able to venture beyond the barrier.
I believed you long dead. To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen blessing.
Ah, I see. So he's 30 years older, probably. Oh, not maybe at that stage, but at this stage, obviously.
30 years. Little wonder Zoralja assumed our father had already passed away.
It's not unlike how time passes differently in the First and the Source. The fluctuating space of the rift between them disrupting temporal equivalence.
Right.
Perhaps the same holds true here, and time flowed faster within the dome.
Do you suppose time is still passing faster in here?
I was able to make contact with Yestola not long ago via link pearl, so that shouldn't be cause for concern.
So it's not faster now?
And based on the Queen's account, this encampment may have come to serve as a physical bridge between the two planes, after which the dome was forced into the Source's temporal flow.
It's still 30 years for these guys that have been here, that have came from the Source, or that were originally in the Source, though.
If we're to be certain of anything, we need more information. Sveen, would it be all right if we had a look around and spoke with the townspeople?
By all means.
Time to see what we can see of Alexandria, then.
I already have an assumption based off of that eye shift that she gave earlier.
And its people. I may yet find familiar faces among the survivors from Yasolani.
Even if I don't understand the half of it, I would learn more of this place before we confront Zorolja.
Perhaps you'd care to see how we make our living. Though we have always prided ourselves on the use of traditional Tonawatan farming methods, the use of electro-fueled technologies has led to countless agricultural innovations.
I would join you as well.
Ma'am, please, you needn't trouble yourself.
It's no trouble at all. And I promise not to cause any manner of distraction.
Reassuring words, or they would be had I not heard them countless times before. Very well, but do be careful.
Of course. I shall proceed with the utmost care. Now then, if you two would follow me, we can begin the tour.
Sveen's VA. The voice actor for her.
I can't say that I trust her yet, but I trust that her affection for these people is genuine. And that's enough for me.
She's been used before, that VA, right? She sounds like Reen from Shadowbringers. And also kind of similar to Kryl, actually, too. I might be wrong. I might be off the pace with that, but they sound very similar. There's a lot of people here. I get the feeling I might be close to being right about this here. The fact that she had that eye shift looking at the guards makes me feel like... So, here's an interesting question. Most of the people that we've seen here have that thing attached to their head. But that's clearly not an Eorzean thing. But these people were from 30 years ago. Have some of these guys been converted into something like androids? And then some of them converted to, like, maybe guards, possibly? It's just a hairpin? I don't think everybody here is just wearing a hairpin, you know what I mean? Where's Aaronville? It's not here. Okay. Electrope has done much to improve the efficiency of their farming, but hasn't replaced everything. The people wanted to preserve their old way of life, and we did not want to force ours upon them. You went to such lengths so that our cultures could coexist, even going so far as to learn their tongue. I'm sure everyone appreciated that. Communication was thankfully not an issue, for the Tural tongue is surprisingly similar to Alexandrian. Of course, there are words and phrases for which there is no equivalent, but those can be taught with minimal effort. Through mutual respect, understanding, and patience, we Alexandrians and Turali have learned a great deal from one another, and I am sure there is much you wish to learn as well. So please, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask. Alright. Yo guys, thanks for all the new follows, by the way, boys. Didn't say that there earlier on, so I noticed there was a lot of follows there, but it was kind of in the middle of all the stuff. Yo, thanks guys, appreciate that, man. If you're new, feel free to follow, and I hope you're enjoying the content. Yeah, I'm sitting here cooking a bunch of ideas at the minute for what could be kind of going on here. Oh, sorry, that was me. I'm kind of cooking a lot of ideas for what's kind of going on here, but yeah, we'll see how it kind of goes from there. All right. Narmak, we good to go again, big man? Yeah? Yep. All right. Let's keep it going, boys. Let's do more. We got more to see. Don't you think she was based on someone from 11 when you first saw her in the key art? I did, and it's not. I was completely wrong. Yeah. The design of her reminds me of someone from Adeline in some ways. But yeah, no, it's not her at all. Dude, the FF9 music that they've used, they didn't even try and like remix or anything. It's just literally a rip of the FF9 music, and it hit me in the nostalgia so hard, so it did. For anyone who doesn't know, Final Fantasy IX was my first Final Fantasy. It's what got me into the series back when I was like 11 years old. I have so much love for that game. So much love for that game. So, like, hearing it in this game, like, for a major expansion like this, oh, it kind of gives me chills. Because, you know, they gave some love to a lot of the other ones, but, you know, everyone has their own. 9 was mine, you know what I mean? Like, some people loved 4, 6, 7, 8. 9 is, like, my baby, so it is. Oh. So I'm so happy that they used it. I'm excited to see what other songs they kind of bring in now. Because they brought in some good ones, but there's a lot of... None of those were even my favorites. So I'm very interested in hearing what other ones they bring in. Alright, let's continue. Rather than bore you with lengthy explanations, let us head back to the farm we passed earlier. Yuppie's Halo. We can speak with one of the farmers when we arrive. I guess we're off to Yuppie's Halo. Nine was also my favorite as well. I love 9. 9 is, it has my heart still. Also, Runar, thanks so much for the tier 1 sub, man. Happy 13 months, bro. Also, good to have you in the chat tonight, man. Yo, thanks so much, everyone, for sticking around in the chat and stuff. And sorry about the issues with the connection earlier, with things disconnecting and stuff. We're gonna have to edit and clean all that stuff up, but I do appreciate the guys that are sticking around. This music is so, like, sinister. Considering, like, the thematics of what we've just been kind of doing. It's weird. Alright. Yep, another one with a thing in their head. I wonder if these guys are even people now, if they're closer to androids that are just being kept alive. Allow me to introduce you to Mausa, one of our most experienced farmhands in all of Alexandria. She is well versed in the myriad of farming techniques. Indeed, the wealth of knowledge she has shared with the other farmers is what has allowed this place to flourish. Queen's Fiend, to do I owe this sudden shower of praise. My apologies for the interruption. I come with guests from beyond the barrier. They wish to learn more of Alexandria, and so I invited them to see our crops are grown. I do hope that's alright. So, the rumors of visitors from the outside were true. What manner of hosts would we be to deny them a look around? And I gather your majesty also intended to check on things here? You know me too well, Mahusa. I thought to seize this opportunity to see how the farmers fare, and perhaps pepper them with a few questions. Though I do so enjoy observing and taking part in the work too. It would appear we have her permission, so please, walk the grounds to your heart's content. You go on ahead. I'll keep Sphene company. Don't misunderstand, I'm not the suspicious type, but given our positions, it would make sense for us to go around together, wouldn't you say? A fair point, but be sure not to let me out of your sight. I shall remain under Wooklamat's watchful eye. Pray, come find us after you've seen your fill and spoken with the other farmhands. It's such a nice hairpin. It's so stylish. Alright, guys. It's obviously not a hairpin. Oh, shit. It's my controller, sorry. It's obviously not a hairpin. Dude, seriously. Come on, brother. This is ridiculous. There we go. This music is, like, really ominous. Sort of like, yo, dark side of the force coming in. What's that all about? Feels very like, ooh, evil stuff's coming soon. Oh, an unfamiliar face. I gather this is your first time on site then? Well, this here is the storehouse, or rather, the entrance. The real storehouse is underground. Much more spacious and equipped with a temperature regulation system to keep the harvest from spoiling. Since the entrance is so small, it's much smaller to prevent wild beasts from wandering inside, which also makes it a viable facility for breeding and raising livestock. We've even got a few beds down there for emergencies. My parents often complain about how Alexandrian technology and electro complicated our lives. But it's just a matter of learning how things work. Take my job, for instance. I'm presently overseeing the storage of harvesting crops. They'll be taken up to the tower for processing, and then from there, find their way to every dining table in Alexandria. The work is hard, I'll not deny, but I take great satisfaction in what we do. Oh. Hi, guys. Hi, lovely. Hi folks, welcome in. Hello guys, how y'all doing? It's good to see yous. I hope you're well. I hope you're taking care of yourselves too. Guys, in my chat, make sure you go give a follow to Lovely if you haven't done so already. Lovely is a very good friend of the channel, a very good friend of mine. And if you guys do not follow her, I recommend you do so. Wait, Lovely, have you finished the MSQ yet? You're still ahead of me probably, I'm assuming, right? I just got the level 97 MSQ, and things are a bit crazy. I'm at level 99 MSQ. Oh, when's the next time you're going back in to do it? Will I maybe overtake you, potentially? She blue-balled us. She's blue-balled us real good. Some people pay for that sort of service. I'm just saying. Not that I would, but I'm just saying some people would. Yo, welcome in, folks. Thank you so much for coming in. Yo, if you're new, if you would like to, feel free to follow. Hello, Cannon. Hello, Rai. What's going on, man? Hello, Brinley. What's on with yourself, Big Lab? Hello, Kaz. Mr. Waifu Bun. Hello. Sure you wouldn't. Ponto overtake you? Hey, I'm streaming today, tomorrow, and Monday in a row. Are you streaming in the next couple of days? I'm just saying, I might overtake you. Yeah, welcome in, guys. Thanks so much for coming through. We're working our way through the MSQ a little bit. It's good to have you up on the channel. All right, I'm going to get back into reading some of these cutscenes. I'll talk to you in between it, though, okay? Light levels appear to be fine. As for the light source, or the power source, I should say. You wish to know about my job? I tend to the fields mostly, watering the crops, keeping the soil fertile, and so on. I admittedly took some time until I fully understood how best to carry out my duties. I also manage the lamps we use in the fields. We do our best to keep everything up to code, but should that ever start to malfunction, it's up to me to fix them. The land and sky being what they are, ensuring a rich harvest makes for constant work, but honestly, I enjoy how involved the process itself is. Both my parents being Alexandrian, I didn't grow up knowing much of anything about farming. Every day is an opportunity to learn and grow. So this person's from Alexandria. They're not from the town originally. Okay. Enjoy. Mwah. Love you, love. Thank you so much again for the raid, by the way. And yeah, welcome in to everybody that's new. My name's Ponto, guys. You can call me Kyle or Ponto, whatever you prefer. I stream mostly FF14, and wait, let me check this. Dodos! Malnourished, sad-looking dodos. I would imagine the weather must make you feel depressed as heck in this sort of place. Like, you don't see any sun, so you're probably feeling really depressed, man. They're saying that you and yours are visitors from beyond the barrier. Is that true? So it is, which means that we are connected to the outside world again. Again? Oh, you must be from, you're probably from outside originally, right? Not that I have a desire to leave, though, mind you. I'm quite content to live with life here in Alexandria. But setting that aside, I should say, you're here to observe our work, right? As you can see, I'm in charge of livestock. Here at Yuyupa's Halo, we produce not only fruits and vegetables, but also meat, poultry, and eggs. Tending the animals is an absolute joy, but I have to be careful not to grow attached. It's always a little sad when they're shipped off. Well, but a job is a job. Well, I need to get back to it, but it was nice to talk to you. Please give my regards to the Queen. Did somebody say eggs? People egg. Yo, guys, thanks for the follows, by the way, boys. I hope you're enjoying the content tonight. Hope you're enjoying the vibes in the stream, too. I really appreciate everyone coming through. And yes, we are going to be trying to get a bit of MSQ. Yo, I have to say, man, that level 97 dungeon was kind of popping. The music for it and everything was so good. That was such a good dungeon, man. Oh, there's Fiend and Wooklamat over here. Okay, and there's the two farmers with them, too. Yeah, it was a very good dungeon. It was very good. And the aesthetic of it was very awesome, too. I see. Don't be too hard on yourself. Anyone would have been hard-pressed to deal with such a thing. Oh, welcome back. My apologies for failing to notice your return. I gather you've had your fill of speaking with the farmers. Well, then let us return to Mahusa. Mahosa? I'll get it. I'll nail it eventually. One day. Who knows? We'll see. Well, what are your impressions of the farm? I was amazed that everyone loves their work. A curious observation. Do you not love your own work? I do love streaming, but I don't think everybody loves their job. Oh, but I jest. It's true that the people of the outskirts seem the most fulfilled. Always, they take to their duties with good cheer. And what did you think of our little tour, Lamity? Oh, you're getting friendly like that already, huh? What did you just call me? Was that inappropriate? My apologies. I heard the others call you by that name, and I thought, No, it's fine. As you said before, we've no need for titles and formalities. As for my thoughts, I was very impressed. The machines could be used to overcome so harsh an environment is amazing. I've never seen anything like it. The feeling is understandable. Indeed, many still find the machinery behind me baffling. It's a system that controls the distribution of water for the fields and livestock. It's been acting up lately, though. Acting up, you say? You needn't worry, my queen. It happens fairly often. Put simply, it's taken in water that had a strong lightning charge. We think some creatures may have been charged up with the energy, and they're releasing it into the river we use as a source. The system would return to normal if the creatures were dealt with, but I'm reluctant to beg it of the army. Ponto? There we go. We could take care of it if you'd like. That is most gracious of you, the offer, but it is much too dangerous. Oh, there's no trouble for the vow of resolve of Tuliolal. Regardless of how the relationship between our nations may develop, if there are people in need, I want to be able to help. Simple as that. And Ponto's even stronger than I am. It shouldn't take us long at all. You're right, I am. Then, very well. I gratefully accept. But please, take all care. This ought to go even faster if you and I search for lightning charge fiends on our own. Good hunting. Alright. Okay. Let's go kill some monsters, boys. Let's do it. Frick you, Ponty. What? Wait, why? What I do, Veronai? Hello? Alright, let's go have a look around. We got some monsters to beat up. The ominous music for this area makes me feel like the light and fluffy stuff is about to end at any random point drastically. And they're just gonna like, oh, yo. We have a group of dead bodies hanging out in the moat. It just has this sort of ominous feel to it. Okay, you know what? I have one thing I have to say. This music should not be playing in this zone. This music is too cheerful for this zone. Like, they should turn off the battle music at the very least or something while we're here. It sounds way too happy. Just a little bit of a thought. Yeah, it's just like... And then... Madness. So that... Yo, thanks for the follows, guys. Appreciate it. And also, if there's any new people in chat, if you would like to introduce yourself, feel free to do so, but don't feel pressured into it. Just happy to have some new people up in here chatting. There we go. Yeah, it definitely is a little bit jarring with the music, isn't it? Hello, sir. I am new. No, you're not. We both know that. Boom. shock blast? Is it a directional thing? No, it's just, okay, it's just going to target me regardless. Okay. Okay, that's fine. I'd like if there was an option to turn battle or fate music off. Yeah, I feel like that's something they really should have built into this. Like, during this hero hole thing, they should definitely have an option to turn off battle music. Wait. 1 second. Can we just test that real fast? I feel like this is kind of necessary. Did I completely overlook that and not notice? By the way, Ben, thank you very much for the follow, man, too. Since you said you're new, I figured it'd be okay to say it. Oh, look, there's an option to turn it off, by the way. Hey, I bet you guys didn't even realize it was there, too. You're mean to me, you know that? Been playing since A Realm Reborn, only finds it now. Ah. You're both alright, thank goodness. You really needn't have worried too much. We barely broke a sweat dealing with the fiends. Well, they're all gone now. Of course, I was worried. You're my dear guests. But thank you, we truly appreciate this. Indeed, with this, we won't have to ask Zoral Jazz machines for help. He's been making a concerted effort to bolster his forces, sparing but a fraction for the people's protection. He thinks nothing of our safety, unlike Queen's Fiend. That's enough, Mahusa. If you have grievances, I will hear them later. But to speak of the king now... No, she's right. He's never been one to look after his people. Anyway. Thanks for letting us tour the farm. The folk here are delightful. It was a pleasure to meet them. You couldn't have favored us with more uplifting words. My people are my pride and joy. And you never fail to let us know, nor how much you care. Of course, you're my precious family. All of you. You seem a good sort, Sveen. That I'll admit. But you'll forgive me, I'm not ready to lower my guard for the enemy queen just yet. For you to be called that, I dread to imagine what villainy your majesty has committed. Wait, they don't know about what they did outside? Ooh, interesting. Come now, this is no laughing matter. A ruler is responsible for the welfare of countless lives, and one wrong decision can lead to untold suffering. Failure is unconscionable. Now, I believe we are done with the farm. Let's move on, shall we? Working on Kryle's earring in silver. Oh, yo. Hell yeah, dude. IRL Goldsmith. Yo, we're having fun with it, man. And also, welcome into the channel, too. Welcome in, guys. Thanks so much for all the new follows today. I do mean it, guys. I really appreciate it, man. We're creeping up on actually hitting 13k followers on Twitch, which is crazy because we only hit 12k literally last week. The last week and a half has been insane for growth. So, big thank you for all the guys that came through to support, man. I appreciate it. All right. Let me check something with her head. Okay. Okay. Perhaps we should head back to the outskirts. I dare say your friends will have also returned by now. Thanks again for dealing with the fiends. Come and visit us anytime. I'm impressed that you didn't skip the story. I started skipping story from around the second area. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to make a review of Dawntrail for YouTube. If any of you guys would like to go subscribe to the YouTube, feel free to go do so. If one of the mods wants to pin it. I will agree. The early point of Dawntrail is slow. There's definitely some pacing issues with certain parts of that early bit, but it definitely builds itself up to be more interesting as it goes along. Is pinned already? Okay. Cheers, lads. Extra visibility, you know. Do you hear that? Hear what?
What's happening over there?
It's nearly time.
Or do they sacrifice people to make robots or something?
I'm glad you could make it.
Are you with us?
Queen Sphene has come to see you. We're here, Namika. Everything is going to be all right.
Where? Namika?
What's the matter, dear?
It is her!
It can't be. That's the bangle I gave to Namika.
She's called Namika.
You know her?
Of course I know her. She was like a mother to me.
I see. She was always willing to lend a kindly ear to others, but rarely did she ever speak of herself.
Is it really you?
She must have arrived shortly before the barrier manifested. For us, it was perhaps days, but for her...
Yeah, she's been here a long
Namika,
time.
It's me, Wuklamat.
I'm afraid her time with us is nearly at an end.
Has she no more soul cells?
She always used hers sparingly, but at her age, it wouldn't make a difference.
Huh.
Ma'am, the ushers have arrived.
Thank you, Namika, for your many years of friendship. Take comfort in the knowledge that this is not the end. Be not afraid. Your memory will live on, in us.
Are they going to convert her
Living
to
on in memory.
energy?
The giants share a similar belief.
Wait, where are you taking her?
Worry not. She is being escorted to a medical facility in the tower. There we will ease her burden. I had hoped to make arrangements for her sooner, but she wished to remain here for as long as possible. I could not bring myself to refuse her.
Is there any way I might stay with her for a little while longer? We may not share the same blood, but she was my mother. Please.
Let us give them some time alone.
She didn't speak, but I'm grateful that I could be with her at the end. Thank you.
It's not the end.
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that we have much to discuss. Where shall we begin?
With what we can be reasonably certain of, perhaps. Between what we have witnessed and the testimony of Alexandria's inhabitants, it's safe to say that two distinct lands have indeed become one. What's more, having met Namika, there is no denying the divergence in the passage of time. Taken together, these phenomena strongly suggest that some manner of cross-rift displacement has occurred. Specifically, the displacement of Alexandria from another reflection to the source.
It does seem the most likely explanation.
What perplexes me, however, is the scale of said displacement. It far exceeds what could conceivably be achieved with a Void Gate, or even with the Crystal Tower. In essence, we are dealing with a localized instance of dimensional compression. The Ascians would no doubt liken it to a rejoining.
Yeah.
Which invites the question, how was such a feat accomplished?
I wish that I had an answer for you, but this talk of reflections and dimensions is well beyond my understanding.
She's hiding stuff still.
I can only tell you that we lived peacefully under the barrier's protection for many, many years, until the day that peace was suddenly broken.
If I may clarify, the barrier predates Alexandria's displacement.
By several hundred years, yes. To when the continent we call home was ravaged by a devastating cataclysm. The barrier was erected to isolate us from the surrounding land's noxious influence.
I see. And it was only later that it was whisked away, along with its contents by means unknown.
In other words, Sphene's as lost as the rest of us, right? The Alexandrians didn't mean to end up in Tural.
But of course, our next stop ought to be Everkeep. That tower over yonder.
Yeah, I can't
Once
trust
you
this
have been
girl.
registered as my guests, you will have access to Solution 9 and its residential district, where you will doubtless gain invaluable insight into Alexandria's state of affairs. Unfortunately, I cannot take you directly to where Zoralja resides.
Hmm.
That you'd let us in at all goes a long way toward proving you're not content to let Zoralja do as he pleases.
She has her own thing planned.
But we're not talking about a simple difference of opinion here. I've come to avenge my father. And to do so, I intend to take Zoralja's life. Are you willing to stand by and allow Alexandria's king to be slain?
Probably.
A fair question. Permit me to answer it thus. My people come first. Their welfare is paramount. I will do everything in my power to keep them from harm. It is a ruler's duty. Now, I am off to register you at Everkeep. It may take some time, but you shall find the entrance open to you in due course. Oh, and ere I forget, your mother, Kafkiwa, you might try the Thunder Yards to the east.
The Thunder Yards? Is that where she is?
I am afraid I can say no more than that. Make for the Thunder Yards, and all will be made clear.
She's been turned into one of those soldiers or something, hasn't she? Uh-huh.
It's not as if we have other pressing business. Not until we can get into this Everkeep anyway. Thank you for earlier. And for being a friend to Namika these past 30 years. It means a lot to me.
Looking pretty youthful for 30 years.
Namika? I'm sorry, but I don't know who you mean.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
What? We were just with her. If this is some sort of a joke, it isn't funny.
I don't mean to give offense, but I honestly have no idea who you are talking about. I'm sorry.
How can you not know who she is? You're in charge here. She was under your care.
Then in all likelihood, my memories of her have been stored in the cloud.
Yeah, okay. Yep, I'm right. There's something going on.
Any person seemingly forgotten without reason is probably there, in the cloud. Oh, I really must be getting back to work. If you'll excuse me.
Hmm. Can I store my memories of Ponto in the cloud? I'm asking for a friend. So, when people are gotten rid of, they're erased from their memories. Okay. I've never seen nor heard of anything like this before. What's going on? How could Pepowen suddenly forget about Namaka? It's as if he never knew her. Could the same thing have happened to others as well, I wonder? There's only one way to find out. Let's make inquiries about Namaka and the area. We can reconvene afterwards at the Aetheryte. Yeah, everyone's had their memory wiped for sure. Whenever somebody disappears or maybe dies off, they probably just wipe their memory like they didn't exist. So obviously, that thing in their head. They also mentioned something about soul crystals or soul gems or something like that too, and her running out of them. Are they even properly human anymore, or are they more like robots or androids? Just still with some of the memories that they had before the thing happened to them. But in that case, why would they need food and water? An old woman named Namaka? I'm afraid I don't know that person. I'm sorry I couldn't be of help. Yeah. In here? A caregiving resident. I do recall caring for someone until recently. And you say that woman was called Namaka? Well, I can't say for certain it was her. I wouldn't worry. I'm sure she's just been taken up to the cloud. So they themselves know there is a process where their memory is basically erased and it's put in a cloud. Right. Okay. What's that? Do I know a Namaka? Never met anyone by that name. I've worked at the outskirts for a good while now. If she'd spent time here, I would remember. Were you a giant fan of FF9? I was, and I have ideas and hints of what might be going on, but I'm gonna wait and see. With the whole soul thing and having different souls and stuff like that, I do have like ideas of what's kind of happening here. So we'll see where it goes. I'm gonna let it cook. So it was the same for everyone. Not a single person remembers Namaka. It's as if the memory of her has been purged from our minds. While such a thing might be done with magic, to alter the memories of so many at once would be a tremendous undertaking. We would have felt a surge of ether corresponding to the act too, and I sensed none of that in the moment. Neither did I, but I did notice something else right before Pepowen seemingly forgot. A light in the device on his head began to blink. Could there be a connection? Someone also said about soul cells. Ah, that's what they're called, soul cells. But who might we ask about this? If we continued making such inquiries, I expect we would only cause confusion. Indeed. If we can't readily solve the mystery about Namaka, perhaps we could search for Cassia instead? Sphene said they were in the Thunder Yards. It should be in this direction. Huh? What is that? Impossible! Huh? What's that little thing? Hmm? Another kind of mechanical soldier? It looks dangerous. We better destroy it. What? How does that look dangerous? Are you good, girl? Should we give chase? I think I understood our words. It might be worth asking it some questions. Erenville? Are you alright? You look like you've seen a ghost. It's nothing. I'm fine. That's not... Yo, that little TV thing is not his mum, right? Well, it went off in the direction we're headed anyway. So let's try to track it down. Ah, there's no way that's his mum, right? Shrugs. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I talk out loud. I don't want to know. It's just... I have questions. So many questions. Over this way. Here. Oh, there it is. Is this where we have to go? Okay, let's keep going. Ponto is clearly a TV. How you doing, Andrew, man? Where's it going? You find it? It looks like Discord. The northeast? Then it must be bound for the mines. Come on then. It could well be a trap, so let's not rush in too quickly. FF Discord collab. Honestly, man, I'd be down. All right, here we go. Up here. Erenville? I hear faint voices coming from inside. So it's not alone. But we're still going in, of course. This may be a trap. Be ready for a fight, everyone. Oh. No, little German bot. Don't go in the weed cave. Huh? Over here. It's right there. I should... No, I'm not going to grab it. Okay, Erenville. I can hear them. Several people up ahead. I can't make out their conversation with the echoing, though. Let's keep going. Stay on your guard. Oh, cutscene. Voice actor, I hope? I would imagine, right? Oh, what's this all about?
What is this?
What is that, man?
Erenville!
Oh, wait, there's people.
A trap?
Wait. Those people have nothing in their head.
It really is you!
Huh?
Who?
I just had to get a look at you in the light, and I can still hardly believe my eyes. But it is you, my darling Olympia!
Is that no way? It's the mum.
My darling, what now?
Oh, it's so good to see you, my fussy little bun bun. But what are you doing here? What brings you all this way?
Fussy little bun bun?
Why the long face? Aren't you happy to see me after all this time?
I know that laugh anywhere. Mother?
Hi.
Wait. Since when was your mother a weird floating thing?
Wasn't she an archer?
And what have we here? Say, aren't you Galoo Jaja's kitten? I knew I recognized that adorable fuzzy face. Ellen Espia was always so excited whenever you invited him over to play. You remember me, I hope?
I can't say that I do, but you know my father?
Appearances notwithstanding, it would seem this is my mother, Kafkiwa.
Akiwa. Okay.
I'm sorry?
But what happened to her, though? Why'd she look like this?
Come in! Friends of my Ellen Espia are always welcome.
All I ask is a little forewarning, but no.
Just when I thought I was starting to get a handle on this place, how are things still getting stranger?
I notice that none of the one, like, maybe I need to have a look at them again carefully. Oh, she cute. They don't have those things in their heads. Where some of the people... Oh. Okay. It's a chin. Did they force some of the population? Wait, this is an FF9 song. Shit. Yo, what the fuck? This is a remix for an FF9 song, man. The Tantalus theme, yeah. That's fitting for this. Oh, that's kind of cool, man. A lo-fi Tantalus remix. Okay, okay. Huh. Oh, man. Yeah, that's cool. All right, I'm cooking up, like, ideas for why they don't have marks on their head. I think I'm just gonna let the story play it and try and figure it out as we go along here, man. Yo, really cool though. As far as I can tell, this is indeed my mother. I can think of few people in the world quite so spirited. But as to what's happened, well, we'll need to ask her. Oh, dude, Final Fantasy IX music, I'll know every single bloody track. Like, once I heard a couple of hits of the beat there, I was like, this is familiar. What is this from? I know this somewhere. It's like, it was there. It was like, what is this? That's really cool, though. Okay. Oh, guys, thanks for all the new follows, by the way. And also, if we have any new people in chat, feel free to hit the follow button, man. If you're enjoying the channel and the content, I would appreciate it. But this is a vibe, though, isn't it? All right, let me see. Let's keep going. Let's hear what she has to say. Isn't the biggest question, why are you converted into whatever this is? Like, that's the first thing I'm wondering about. Voice or no? No. It's so wonderful to meet you all. And the student's a Baldician? It's been a while since I've heard that name. Dare I ask the reason for your appearance? Oh, this? It's just a body that I control remotely. I use this for our operations. Okay, so it's not actually her. Okay, she's not been turned into a robot. We're members of a resistance organization. Oblivion, we call ourselves. And our goal is to thwart Zoralja's ambitions for conquest. As a leader, it's prudent that I remain where I can't be easily found. I see, whimsical appearances notwithstanding, yours is a serious cause. Right you are. Though, truth be told, Oblivion was founded for an altogether different purpose. And that is? As I expect you've already noticed, everything you see within this dome, the buildings, people, the very earth beneath our feet, is a fusion of two worlds. Stopping such a fusion was Oblivion's original mission. Then does that mean you know who or what is responsible for it? I'm afraid not. This was a long time ago, and our mission statement has become more of a legend that's passed down to members. By the time we joined, our sole objective was stopping Zoralja. But we failed to do that, and now he's taken his army outside the dome. None of you wear those strange devices on your heads. Does that have something to do with your work? You mean this? It's a regulator, the pinnacle of electrope technology. And that we don't wear, it is indeed related to our operations. What exactly does it do? Allow me to explain. Regulators have two primary functions. The first, as the name suggests, is the regulation of the wearer's reserve of souls. Should they die, the regulator expends a soul to bring them back to life. Reserve? You mean people walk around carrying spare souls? They do. Souls are packaged in cells, and they can be used to replenish the life force that is lost due to sudden death, such as an accident. They do nothing for those who die of old age, though. Okay. Distribution of soul cells is based on one's work evaluation to encourage exemplary performance when fulfilling their duties. How does one get soul cells, though? Souls as a common resource in payment for services rendered. The Voidsent practice of consuming others for their ether comes to mind, and similarly, I expect that the act comes with some risk. Oh, look at that. Reference to Post-Endwalker after all, man. Doesn't it dilute your sense of self? That is prevented through memory management, a process in which regulators also play a role. Memory management? Then the reason everyone has forgotten Namika's existence... The regulators are constantly recording the memories of their wearer. So, if they should suddenly die, their memories could be refreshed as part of the restoration process. This is how they preserve one's identity and sense of self. However, the regulators are also triggered when someone else dies. So, reason being is that regulators forcibly extract memories relating to the deceased from anyone wearing one. So, the moment that they all forgot about her is the moment she died. I thought that might have been the case. Why would they do such a thing? It's a kindness bestowed upon the people by Everkeep's core system, so that no one has to suffer the pain of loss. So this is what it meant by their memories being in the cloud then. Indeed, all memories of the deceased are wiped from the minds of the people and archived in the system. It's a frightening function of the regulators, and an integral step in soul cell production. Do they just recycle old souls then, or? You see, when a person dies of natural causes, their soul is temporarily housed within the regulator. It's then delivered to a facility where memories are separated from the soul. The result is a fresh soul cell, free of impurities, ready for distribution and consumption. Yay! Extra life! Meanwhile, the memories are stored in the core system, to be remembered forever. And this is why people are happy here. On its surface, it's similar to the Yokoi's philosophy, but I see nothing noble or comforting in it. Well, it doesn't seem so terrible to me personally. All comes down to what you're used to, though, I suppose. Like the barrier encasing Alexandria, this system was created to overcome the calamity that transformed the world hundreds of years ago. Amidst the mourning death toll, scientists used Electrope to devise a means to save what lives they could, so that the nation could endure. I understand the people of Alexandria did what they believed was best to save their people. I just find it hard to believe the Tural would have also accepted this way of living. It came as a shock to us as well. In fact, a great many were opposed to it. Which is why the use of regulators was never compulsory. The people have been free to go without them if they so wish. Oh, so they haven't been forced into it. Sphene didn't strike me as a sort of ruler to impose her will on others. Ah, so you've already met. She's the one who suggested we come to the Thunder Yards in the first place. She also said she wants to help us stop Zoral Ja. Awfully kind of her to point you in my direction, and to speak so candidly as well. Whatever her motives, she has given the people a choice. Live with the risk of true death, or the security of the regulators. Everything that lives must someday die. That is the natural order of things. Quite right. But however you feel about them, it would be easier to understand what the regulators are capable of if you saw it yourself. I know just the person to show you, and as luck would have it, they should be starting work right about now. Who are we going to see exactly? Come with me, and you'll find out. Dude. You ruined it. Yo, the lo-fi Tantalus theme is kind of banging, man. I'm a fan. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the song they played in M-Walker a bit. Remember the radio song? It kind of has that vibe a little bit. Glory to Garlemald. Yeah, kind of like a small sort of reminder to that, right? Is that just me? I'm getting that vibe from it a bit. I just want to have a little look around here before we go out. To see if there's any like references to anything. No. So it's just because they're playing the Tantalus theme, I figured they might have some like FF9 references in here. Nah, doesn't look like it. Nah. Okay. Yeah, I can definitely hear the Garlemald radio in this. Yeah, you could definitely... It's definitely an interesting combination of kind of that plus... yeah, I didn't expect that song specifically to be a song they would lo-fi. I'm not sure if you guys have heard the original... Well, some of you guys have never played 9 probably. But go listen to what the Tantalus theme sounds like. It's a very interesting decision, let's just say. It uses the same sound filter? Yeah, I think so, yeah. Also, thanks for the follows, by the way, guys. Much love, man. If you're new, feel free to hit that follow button. Welcome in. Also, by the way, for anyone that is new, we are doing a giveaway. For the month of July, we're doing a giveaway for the collector's box for FF14 Dawntrail. If you want to take part, all you have to do is be following the channel. Alright, let's get cracking with this, man. I want to chat to Erinville here. What does she intend to show us? Everyone's here? Good. It is the responsibility of the Thunderyard's hunters to fell any fiends found wandering the area. We're to meet an acquaintance of mine, Strika. Maybe Strika, potentially. One of the hunters. Appreciate that, guys. Thank you. Alright, let's go find this hunter then, real quick. Still rigged, by the way. Just because you lost, man, doesn't mean it's rigged. You're just bad, that's all. Right. Let's go up this way. It's probably... Yeah, we can loop around that way. So weird. Sierra's a little robot. Elzen? Kakia? What are you talking about? What are you doing here? And with so many friends. Apologies for the interruption, but I was hoping they might observe you at work. Hunting you, me? Well, that's fine, I guess. Hold on. I assumed they were wearing special regulators like Queen's Fiend's crown, but they aren't wearing anything at all. It's much too dangerous for them to be here without one. What if they are struck by lightning or attacked by beasts? Oh. I can assure you, they're quite capable of looking after themselves. If anything should go amiss, I will take full responsibility. Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Danger aside, there isn't really much to see. Kakia said you're a hunter. Wouldn't it be easier for those mechanical soldiers to guard this place instead? Does lightning make them malfunction? It would, if not for the fact they're weak to lightning. The Thunderyard being what it is, they've been ordered to steer clear. Some good they are, eh? But these facilities are vital to the upkeeping of Alexandria's infrastructure. So, it falls to hunters like me to deal with any fiends. Given the danger, we're well compensated for our work. It's a perfect profession for anyone looking to build up savings. The special selection of souls for hunters isn't terrible either. You probably have an increased amount of souls that's allocated to you, I assume. I brought this lot here to see this danger that you speak of. If it's not too much trouble to ask. Ah, of course. In which case, it'd be a shame to waste my efforts on just any old beast. Y'all can handle yourselves in a fight, right? If you cause a ruckus, slaying what critters you see nearby, there's a chance you'll draw out something worthy of a demonstration. So you want us to draw out a giant monster to potentially kill you? I'm not sure I understand, but I suppose we should each slay what we can. Right. I'm not going to question the logic behind that. We're going to find something, and I guess there may be a potential chance they die because of it. Alright, well, let's do that. Go on down here. Oh, that's kind of cool, dude. You know, that's the first time I noticed that. Maybe they did it before, but I just didn't really observe it. Seeing the lightning hit the actual tower there, that was kind of cool, man. Hi, Fawn. Fawn, you don't want to be here right now. This is a spoiler for you. Hi, Low Love. Welcome in. It's good to see you. Hope we're doing well today. I didn't notice that before. Yeah, I noticed that there on the back end one there. That was kind of cool. Okay, now that the music's turned off for this area, it makes a lot more sense. Wait, did I get a weapon too? And I didn't notice it? Oh. Oh, it's the one from the Sky Deep. I see. It's not even that bad, is it? Yeah, it's alright. Oh, do you want to pin that for me, Normac, if that's okay? If you guys can go check out what he's talking about there, I would appreciate that. And if you could just link it in Twitch chat too. Thanks, Normac. Yo, guys, part 11 of the MSQ is up on YouTube. If all you guys are in the chat at the minute, can go give it a like, play it in the background, go subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't done so already. I'd appreciate that, man. Thanks, Normac. Is this where the big monster comes out then? Ooh, it's an ugly bastard, eh? This one will do nicely. We'll help you. It's fine, really. I faced worse. Just watch. I don't like the looks of this. Please, let us help. Oh no. Look out! Ah! Well, preserve. She needs healing. Extra life. That was embarrassing. The bastard caught me off guard. Are you mad? Seriously, let us help. I told you not to worry. This will only take a moment. God, the Ellisons are kind of hot now. Whoa, wait. We saw this with Zorlja. Holy Jesus. Okay. I want a woman who could beat me up like that. Just like Zorolja. Try not to laugh at what I just saw in chat there. Like you can. Come on. Let's get out of here. That's also a function of the regulator? They literally said this. What? Okay. Why are we surprised? They literally said this. I think I understand now how Zorolja was able to return from the dead and defeat Papa. But I'm not sure what we saw at the end there. As soon as the regulator turned red, it was as if you were possessed. Your movements became beast-like. Don't tell me you empowered yourself with the soul of a beast. I'm reminded of the serpentine soldier we encountered at Vanguard who did the exact same thing. So you've crossed paths with one of the King's elite. Such a form can only be achieved from gorging yourself on souls. We could do the same in theory, but it's incredibly dangerous. Besides, it's not as if they'd allow hunters to carry that many souls to begin with. Well, I should be getting back to work. Take care. And there you have it. Regulators can be loaded with two kinds of souls. Those of peoples and those of beasts. The souls of people can be used to grant the user preternatural strength. Oh my god, I can't talk. Oof. Naturally, they can also be used to ensure no one suffers an untimely death. And what about the souls of beasts? They work much in the same fashion, imbuing you the strength of the chosen animal. If, for example, you use the soul of a wolf, you would grow more agile and feral, as you saw with Striker. Using several of the same type at once, however, would result in a physical change. Your teeth might become fangs, your nails claws. Too many, and you'll become more beast than man. Changing one's form through the souls of other beings becomes more and more reminiscent of Voidsent. Yet unlike the Void, where the cycle of death and rebirth is simply broken, souls here are forcibly taken before they might reach the ethereal sea. Different means to achieve similar ends. I can bet you any money that the fact that these souls are not reaching the ethereal sea is causing some effect to it too. But that's just me. A cycle to which all within the dome are bound. This is wrong. This is all wrong. It is indeed hard to accept, being so far removed from our own beliefs. Perhaps more shocking is that the technology to achieve all this was developed hundreds of years ago. The civilizations and the reflections are surprising indeed. I wonder if this is what Kryle's mother and father were worried about. What this evolution of this bubble, of this area kind of become. They didn't want their daughter to have to, like, deal with these here sort of things. Are we turned into what they all kind of became? While we all have our thoughts on souls, for now, the important thing is we know what power now that Zoral Ja has at his disposal. It is one thing to separate corporeal ether for incorporeal ether, but to strip memories from the soul entirely is unprecedented. Holy shit, I can't talk today. Technology. This is no longer only Tulialal's concern. With his newfound power, Zoral Ja has become a real threat to the entire world. Indeed, he has to be stopped, no matter the cost. Whew. The void has been added to the unending codex. Okay. Man, there is a crap ton to this here whole thing, man. By the way, Normac, what do you think's on the time for it, man? I feel like we're flowing here, but I also need to keep an eye on time because I need to eat too. So we have to eventually go to the Electrope Strike. Okay, let's keep going. I trust you've gained an insight into the use of souls in Alexandria then? It's shocking, I know. I was overwhelmed myself at first. I expect you'll need some time to digest it all. But for now, let's head back to the Irvin Sky. At this rate... There's something I want to discuss with everyone. Let's take a moment before we head into the tunnel. Okay. Yeah, I have a lot of, like, ideas and theories now in my head. Since they've leaned so heavily into FF9, there's a big story part from the third disc of FF9 that kind of relates to souls and how it... Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll let this game cook. I don't want to spoil it for myself before I see what they try and do with this. Sorry for delaying us, but I have some thoughts that I need to share. In both technology and values, it's plain there's a wide gulf between Tuliolal and Alexandria. And while Zoral Ja knows everything about us, we know hardly anything about what he's become. Indeed, we haven't even seen what lies within the enormous tower Everkeep. So here, I'd like to make a proposal. That is, we work with Kakia and her people. We need to learn as much as we can about the enemy. The quickest way would be to join hands with Oblivion. We've only just met them, I know, and we shouldn't be too quick to trust, but the fact remains that they share our desire to stop Zoral Ja. Sphene too claims to be at odds with the King of Resolve. May I ask why you would cooperate with Oblivion instead? It's simple, really. Their leader is Erenville's mother. Meanwhile, whatever Sphene may feel, she's a ruler of this nation. There's a greater risk in working with her, and less reason to take her at her word. A fair point, and knowing Zoral Ja, we must assume that his arrangement with Sphene was not made without some form of consideration. All I know is that it would be heartening to have allies in this strange realm. I think everyone would agree that any help we can get would be welcome. Hold on, there's no guarantee that it's actually my mother behind the machine. Without seeing her in the flesh, we can't rule out the possibility of a ploy. If it turns out to be a trap, we may endanger not only ourselves, but everyone in Tuliolal. As you say, we have no proof that it's really Kakia. But I make my proposal in full awareness of this. Whether we're going to war or striving for peace, we need to learn as much as we can. Otherwise, we can't hope to do anything meaningful. And as it stands, we know too little about this realm. We need to remedy that. We need to study the enemy, and when the time comes, strike down Zorolja for good and all. What's more, I trust you, Erenville. You always had good instincts, honed from your time training under your mother. What if I'm wrong? What if sentiment is clouding my judgment? If it's a trap, then we'll deal with it when it's sprung. That's always the way of it with you. Sure is. Fine. If you're set on this, then I'll say no more. Then it's settled. Let's head inside and secure ourselves with some new allies. Alright, let's go on then. Don't you trust him? No, I do. I trust him. But I like a good scrap too. Then why didn't you say that then? I think it's more interesting dialogue to choose the other one. I always go for the most interesting dialogue option, rather than the easiest option. The fussy little bun. Thank you very much for coming in, by the way, guys. There's a lot of you guys who are up in here chilling tonight. Thank you very much for hanging with us. If we're enjoying the content, make sure to follow if you are. Let's keep cracking away at this, man. Yeah, the music for here is really cool. Kakia, there's something I need to tell you and your people. We came here for no other reason than to strike down Zorolja. The wee robot face is hilarious. But I thought he was your brother. Do you really mean to kill your own kin? My kin invaded our nation and murdered our people. As vow of resolve, it falls to me to bring him to account. I am prepared to do what I must, and I won't hesitate when the time comes. Like us, you and yours oppose Zorolja. In light of this, I propose that we work together to stop him, once and for all. I realize that this is sudden. There is a gamble to trust someone you've only just met. Sorry, the face on the little television just making me giggle. But I would trust in the conviction of anyone who shares my goal. So fight with me. I beg you. As you say, our goals align, and I don't doubt your resolve in the least. If you hadn't proposed working together, I would have done so instead. Truth be told, it's been tough going at it alone. While we've gathered ample intelligence, we don't have the strength to take decisive action. Besides, how could we not trust you? My only son is with you, my fussy little bun. He's all the reason I need. Then, it's decided. Here's to your fruitful collaboration. Fussy little bun. There's a fitting description for him. Thank you, Kakia. Everyone, together, we'll achieve great things, I'm sure of it. Then, let's not waste any time. We've been wondering about Zorolja's whereabouts. Is there a palace inside that tower? After a fashion, the king resides on the uppermost level, but while Queen Sphene has a penchant for going out in public, he seldom shows himself. What's more, his movements are highly classified. Not even his commanders are privy to that information. If anyone knows where he is at any given time, it could only ever be the Queen. Even if we don't know his whereabouts, Zorul Jah will eventually march on Tuliolal again. That's when we can go after him. The drawback is, we'd have to wait for the invasion to happen. Innocents would be put in harm's way. There's also the possibility that he'll leave everything to his minions and not command the army in person. Doesn't seem like him. He seems like the sort to attack. No. He'll take the field. Yeah, agreed. What makes you so certain? My brother has always yearned to surpass our favor. That's why he attacked Tuliolal. After waiting for 30 years, the first thing he wanted to do was demonstrate his newfound strength. But killing Papa didn't satisfy him, so now he's bent on proving himself stronger than me and Kuana, who bested him in the right of succession. He challenged me to strike him down. He wants a duel, to show everyone that he's superior to the Dawn servant. But he won't let his minions deprive him of the pleasure. Then why hasn't he appeared and given you your chance? Surely he's aware of our presence here. At that, I can only guess. Perhaps he wants to dazzle us with his wondrous realm, but he wants the end to appear. Or rather, if he wants the end to appear, then we'll force him to do so. Even as we gather intelligence, we have no move to attack him. Show absolutely no interest in a confrontation. Knowing him, he'll tire of waiting and turn his attention to Kuana instead. He'll attack Tuliolal again, like he said he would. I see. If you believe this the best approach, then we have no objections. Any campaign against Tuliolal requires that Zorul Jah lead his forces through the vanguard. We'll have lookouts, keep an eye on it day and night. Such a strategy is certainly viable. If we're proceeding with it, though, we should warn those outside. Indeed, they'll need time to prepare their defenses. I should be glad to coordinate our efforts. I'm already in regular contact with Y'shtola, and will make sure to keep our comrades apprised of the developments. You can leave Vanguard to us. We'll send word at the first sign of movement. It seems we have a plan. While we wait for Zorul Jah to move, you do well to prepare for battle, and it begins with familiarizing yourselves with the technology that empowers him. To that end, I'll show you to Oblivion's main headquarters. Oh? I thought this place was it. You'll be impressed to know that we're located right inside that tower, in the residential district of Solution 9. Hiding a tree in the forest, as it were. The only question is how to get you through the checkpoint. Ah, about that, Sphene said she'd make it so we could enter without issue. She did? Curious, she's not supposed to have such authority over the sentries. If I recall correctly, her words were that she would register us as guests. I see. Perhaps we're in the clear then. When you're ready, come and meet me at the tower entrance. Before you head out, give us a moment to introduce ourselves properly, eh? After all, names are good to know when working together. Sure. Seemed a bit maestro. While Oblivion has operatives all over, we're the main crew here. I'm Geode, the leader of this hideout, and the dependable young twins behind me are Nostalgia and Wayakwi. I'm Nostalgia. It's a pleasure to meet you. She's cute. My sister and I were born and raised inside the barrier. We've been with Oblivion for 3 years, and our main duties are surveillance and provisioning. Twins, eh? That explains the resemblance. Wayakwi is a Tonawatan name, unless I'm mistaken. That's right, our mother is Tuliolan, and our father, well, he was Alexandrian. They wanted to honor both cultures. They're beautiful names. But thank you. Though I have no memories of my mother, I like to think I carry a part of her with me. So, what made you decide to join Oblivion? We wanted to avenge our father. Ambrose was his name, and years ago, he was taken away after a scuffle with a soldier over a disagreement. It was a minor incident, so at first we clung to the hopes that he'd be released, but when months went by, and no word from or was about him, we made the decision to remove our regulators. We had already lost the memories of our mother. We didn't want to lose those of our father as well. Oh yeah, that's true. So he probably was alive, at least at the point they took them off. They've all forgotten about him now. Everyone who had known him. That bastard. Even here, he thinks nothing of his own people. Sometime later, we were approached by a member of Oblivion. Hoping to get justice for our father, we joined the Order. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to darken the mood. No, I appreciate you sharing this. Together, we will avenge your father. Thank you. Something tells me you have what it takes. You, introduce yourself too. Go on. Well, it's pretty much the same story for me. And while mine is of Tonawatan name, I haven't the faintest of how things are outside of this barrier. It's my dream to go and see it with my own eyes, our mother's homeland. Once peace is restored, you must come and visit. The wilds are beautiful, the food delicious, and everyone's so nice. You'll love it. And that's us here. You'll meet others in the back room. That's our headquarters. Some of them are a little eccentric, but they've got good hearts, all. Ah. Eleneshpia. One last thing. It isn't exactly my place to say this, but thank you for seeking out Kakia. She talks about you so much. It's clear how important you are to her. That's all. Be good to your mother, while you still can, eh? Well, we'll let you go now. Feel free to use this hideout as you like. Whoa, he's pronounced the name correctly? Pretty close, right? Oh, meanwhile, in Everkeep. Yo, it looks like a bunch of servers, doesn't it? This is the cloud, right? all the memories stored here or something. Oh.
You've been consulting with Wook Lamont. No matter. I do not know what you are scheming. But when your realm lay on the brink, you were powerless. You had no choice but to turn to me. Whatever sentiment you may feel for her, it is my power you require. Is it not?
Perhaps. And yet, knowing the love that Wook Lamont bears for her people, how she regards them all as kin, I cannot help but wish to spare her the same pain I have suffered. What's more, her friends possess new knowledge. Were we to work together, we might find another path. I know you're loath to consider it, but is there no hope for peace with Tuliolo? What we've already done may be unforgivable, but it needn't continue. You needn't kill your brother and sister.
He doesn't care.
I slew my only flesh and blood. Yet you attempt to sway me with an appeal to family. The memory of my father's final moments still fills me with disappointment. Age came for him before I did. For long years, I sought to prove the miracle. And weak as he was, defeating him achieved nothing. To kill them is my only recourse. Wook Lamont and Kona, who bested him as he was in his prime.
They are still your siblings, even if not by blood. That such bonds should mean so little to you.
I am bound to no one. Serve none save myself. I made that clear when first you spoke to me in the Golden City. Remember, I can easily kill your beloved family. If you would protect them, cast aside any foolish notions. Your wisdom and abilities are valuable insofar as our goals align. So think well before you act, Queen of Reason. Wook Lamont, if you are father's worthy successor, then you will find your way to me. But should you fall short, I will lay waste to Tuliolal.
What now?
The fact their goals align makes me wonder exactly what she's cooking up with us trying to take down him as well. Compared to him, Bakul Jaja seem nice. They're both very interesting to compare. Bakul Jaja was a Saturday morning cartoon villain, which, like, he didn't seem redeemable, but also at the same time, they made sure not to make it seem like... Okay. Aside from one big moment, which does really make me think that, there was a reason why they didn't show a lot of the destruction of the Yokoi. So you know the whole thing with Valorgramanda? If they had a stronger showing of what happened with Valorgramanda during that whole point, and how you let that get released, I think Bakul Jaja would be a lot harder to redeem. But because of the fact they didn't show kind of what happened with all of that, or the ramifications of people getting killed or anything from that bird, it was easier to kind of redeem him. At least that's my take kind of on that. Zoraljat, I do have some criticisms about how they developed him early on. Because they could have done that a little bit better, but that's all I'm going to say. There was an entire field of graves. There was, but the visualization of things being done and you getting to see it, I think impacts it a lot more. Seeing a thing of graves doesn't really impact it as heavily as actually seeing what's going on there, you know what I mean? Anyway, that's just me. That's just kind of my take on it. Everyone's allowed their own opinion on it. But I think they could have done more with that there. But I think the reason they didn't do that was because to emphasize that point, it would have made it harder to redeem him, you know? I think that's a big part of the reason why they wouldn't go that route with it. Because they've been very happy to lean into stuff like that before, but they didn't do it for that bit. And I think it's because it would be very difficult to kind of work their way around that. With this guy, it's just like, yeah, we know exactly what we want to do. This guy is not redeemable. He's probably going to get killed off. Or, at the very least, in some way. Maybe not by us, but in some way we'll get killed off for sure. Gaius was another one. He was a Saturday morning cartoon film. Like, even whenever, like, he was at his worst, he wasn't intending for the destruction that happened. He just wanted to take over. He had no intention to try and destroy things because, like, the Asians, with what they did with Ultima, was a little bit more than what he was actually wanting. If you can remember back to... I'm sure you've done a Praetorium a million times. Curse you, Asians, like, that whole thing. Like, he didn't expect it to go as far as that. He just wanted to take over. Yeah, exactly. Such devastation was not his actual intention. All right, anyway. So I thank you all for coming in, by the way. Guys, thank you also for the follows, by the way, too, boys. If we have any other people in chat that would like to go out of their way and follow because they haven't done so already, feel free to do so. I'd be happy to have you. All right, let's go ahead and jump more into this here. Also, I need to close something real quick. It's bothering the crap out of me, so it is. Yeah, there we go. Right. Kakia is waiting. Let's head over to the tower. Oh, damn. Thanks for the follows, guys. Holy shit. I just said, please follow if you would like to. Yo, thanks, guys. Appreciate that, man. I love the music of this area, though. I really am, like, I'm a Final Fantasy IX nerd. Like I said, it was my first ever Final Fantasy, so the fact that it's gotten so much love at this point of the game is really cool. Like this remix of the Tantalus theme, and a lot of the scenes actually around Sphene seem to always keep playing a lot of that music. There we go. Let's go on over this way. Over here. Oh, by the way, for anyone who's interested in seeing the previous parts of how I reacted to certain things, I'm sure a lot of people are kind of wondering how I reacted to the invasion of Tuliolal, etc. It's up on my YouTube. If any of you guys would like to go check it out, feel free to go subscribe. My editor, I'm paying them out of pocket at the minute, but I've done a deal with them where if I can get that channel monetized, every penny that's made in that channel will go to them directly. I will receive none of the money. I want them to get fully paid for the work they're putting into it. So, one of the things that's a requirement for it is getting the subscriber count up to over 1,000, so they can run ads on it when we eventually get the watch hours logged up. If you guys can help me out with that, I would appreciate it, man. Also, it's a very new YouTube channel. It's only like a week and a half or so old, so... Did I teleport it there? I could have teleported there. I kind of took the most difficult way around, didn't I? I should have just teleported in. That's fine. It's okay. Whatever. It's a lot older than that. It is, but it wasn't actively used, and it wasn't actively promoted or anything like that, you know? Now it's like, okay, we're working time, man, you know? Zoraljat is more of a clue as to why Zoraljat is the way he is. There's multiple clues as to why he thinks the way he does. Ugh. Alright, let's see what's going on here. There you are. If Queen's Fiend has registered you as guests, you should be able to march right in. And if she hasn't, then you may have a swarm of Zoroljaz's minions to deal with. I see. Nothing for it but to see if Sphene has betrayed us, eh? Apparently so. Thank you for your diligent services, friends. My companions and I would like to pass, if you would be so kind. Outrunner guide unit identified, registration number verified. 6 accompanying civilians identified, verifying credentials. Credentials verified. Welcome, guests of Queen's Fiend. Okay. Okay. What a relief. There you have it. It seems the Queen was true to her word. Follow me, everyone. Solution 9 awaits. Guests of the Queen? She did say we were their guest. She registered us as guests. Okay. Solution 9, eh? Final Fantasy 9, Solution 9.
Everkeep, a tower of electrope piercing a perpetual shroud of storm clouds. Occupying the 9th level of this 12-tiered structure is a residential district called Solution 9. In so naming their home, what hopes did its founders harbor for it? And did it prove the answer they sought?
Spectacular, isn't it? There are more districts throughout the tower, including industrial ones, but Solution 9 is the largest.
Just being here makes my head spin.
Perfectly natural reaction. A city of shimmering electrodes, replete with strange technologies that cater to every conceivable need. We never dreamed the light back home in Tuliolo. Now, while I go and explain the situation to those in the back room, why not take a moment to explore?
Okay.
I believe lived experiences are far more educational than dry explanations. And you want to know more about Sphene and Zoroljaz's dominion, do you not?
We do need to better understand who and what we are dealing with here. Alright.
It's no less than our duty.
Uh-huh.
Just to confirm, while we have been allowed inside, are we also permitted to roam?
Absolutely. As Sphene's registered guest, you'll find you're exempt from the sentry scrutiny.
Okay.
the elevator to the uppermost level. I wouldn't go near that. But other areas should be fine provided you act like you belong.
Why? What's up there?
All right then, we'll show ourselves around.
Yes. Familiarizing ourselves with the technology here will help us prepare for the battles to come.
They get TVs
Try
on
not
in the
to
back
enjoy
there.
yourselves too much, or you're liable to attract attention.
We probably look weird dressed
For
here.
your satisfaction, come to the entrance to True View in the eastern sector. The way from there is a little complicated, so I'll send someone to guide you.
Okay.
Understood. We'll see you later.
I shall speak with the residents.
It looks
Perhaps
big.
one of them will recognize the earring.
What's with this place? How can this all be the inside of a tower?
Wild, isn't it?
So, what aren't you telling me? Where are you?
That I can't reveal yet. Precautions, you understand?
Yeah.
Just know that I'm safe.
Doesn't want to get jumped, probably.
But come, tell me about your adventurer friend. You seem to have a great deal of faith in him. You must have been through a lot together.
You might say that. For instance, we found the entrance to the Golden City.
Wait, what? You did? Eleanor, why didn't you mention this sooner?
You want to explore together?
Sure. Okay.
It's not that I'm scared or anything. Everything is just so different from home is all.
You know, one thing that I'm wondering about is how the Golden City links to this place. Because obviously the Golden City itself is kind of what enabled everything that's happened between basically Tuliolal getting invaded up to here. But they're in two completely different locations. Hi, Normac. I see you back there. Hello, sir. Alright, let me go ahead and work up more through this here. Actually, I'll check your adventure plate. I thought you might have something up there. Alright, let's keep cracking. I have another little quest. Okay, yes, there is. I was going to say, this area seems very big, so I was kind of wondering about that. Sights of the West and beyond. Okay. Towers inside a tower. I see it, but I still can't believe it. For now, I say we proceed straight ahead. If we feel like we're getting lost, we can always turn around and go back the way we came. Dude, I feel like I'm playing a different video game in this area. Does anyone else feel that way coming here for the first time? I feel like I'm like, oh, here's an Ethernet shard. It kind of makes me think like I'm playing, anyone ever play Phantasy Star Online? Yeah, I can't help but think of Phantasy Star Online. Yeah, okay, so I'm not the only one, yeah. It reminds me very heavily of PSO. I never played PSO 2, but I played the first one. Yeah, definitely PSO. Very, very cool looking, though. Actually, let me check something real quick. Yo, yeah, this is like, dude, this is PSO, like, territory hardcore, man. My mind was so blown the whole time I was here for the first time. Luckily, it was like a day 2 or 3, and no one else was there. I like the way it's laid out and designed. It doesn't seem too overly complicated to get around to. Yo, thanks for coming in, by the way. Also, boys, holy shit. Thank you also for all the new followers, can I just say? If there's anyone else that's new, feel free to follow, guys. And welcome in, by the way, too. Wait, let me check this. Interesting. So the aetheryte crystal itself is somewhat almost like roboticized in a way. Huh. It's big enough that mounts should be allowed, in my opinion. Oh, true. It's a city, so it's not... Well, actually, you know what? It probably doesn't have them for the simple reason there's like multiple sectors in here with the aetheryte shards or Ethernet shards, so they probably couldn't do it. Ugh. A crossroads already? This place is too much. I have no idea where I should go. Right. I've made up my mind. Let's head over to that building there. Did you just get the solution 9? Yep. First time, ma'am. First time. Okay. Sheesh. It's a big old building.
Ah, there you are, Lamati.
Sphene.
I was worried you might have had trouble at the checkpoint, but I see everything went according to plan.
Well, that's thanks to you.
Now, I know you've scarcely arrived.
Final Fantasy IX music,
I have a request
that's
to
why.
make of you.
That's why I'm smiling.
Oh, a request, you say?
Yes, an important one.
What does she want? I thought we were just going to explore the area, to be honest with you. Let's see. What's up?
I'll say it plain. I want you to make peace with Zeralja.
Huh?
What? I thought you said you weren't on his side.
We have come no closer to seeing eye to eye, nor do I condone his methods. Be that as it may, I don't want you to fight him. I don't want you to regret a decision made in anger and haste. Unequipped with regulators as you are, the risk is too great.
I appreciate your concern, but you ask the impossible. Zeralja murdered our father. His minions slaughtered our countrymen. He will never renounce his war. As vow of resolve, it falls to me to stop him. I know you love your people too, and so you must understand how I feel. Why I cannot, will not back down.
I do understand. All too well. Let me say only this then. Zeralja will use any means to win. If you would protect your people, return to them at once and prepare. Prepare as best you can. It may ring hollow coming from the queen of an enemy nation. But unlike me, you still have the power to determine your own fate.
You really are a curious one.
Yeah.
Look, you needn't worry for us. We have dependable comrades holding the fort in Tulihyolal. They'll keep everyone safe. so we can devote our attention to affairs here.
It's really hard to get a read on. I won't yield on this either.
So you have comrades on whom you can rely. I envy you.
You know, we'd like to learn more about you.
About me?
To be frank, we're still not sure whether or not you're trustworthy. So, if you have a moment, would you show us around the district? That way, we can get to know you better.
You're asking me, the Queen, to show you around?
Yeah? You mean you showed us around outside, didn't you?
Oh, but I jest. I'm flattered that you've taken an interest in me. Very well. I shall be your guide. You're my guests, after all, and teaching you about my realm would be a pleasure in and of itself.
How old is she,
If
I
you
wonder?
like, I can introduce you to my citizens, too. I consider them family, as you do yours.
By all means, we're in your capable hands.
That you are. This will be an enjoyable and enlightening tour. I promise.
All right.